Alright guys, last night in the Buick Regal GS, I wanted to take you guys on a night drive tonight, see what it's like with the headlights and the interior LEDs. As you can see here, the cabin is nicely lit. Those front sport seats look really good with the LED lighting. And pretty nice front seat interior lighting as well. If you've already seen my first impressions video, you'll know that I really liked this car initially. I had really good first impressions on this. It's a really, really fun sports sedan to drive. The engine sounds great, it performs really well, pulls really hard. Haven't really had too many complaints about it this week. I have a couple though. One is, you can see on this shifter panel here, there's just some reflective material, and I was driving into the sun earlier today around 5 o'clock, and it was just reflecting up at me the whole time. Luckily my arm kind of blocks it if I hold two hands on the steering wheel, but that's really the only complaint I have. Some little bumps and thumps from the suspension and rattles around here, but nothing major. Overall, this car rides and handles and just feels really nice, really premium, and has great curb appeal as well. So tonight's drive will give us a little bit more of an opportunity to open up this car just a little bit more, push it around some entrance ramps, and really hear that V6 sing. As you can see in this dark section of road, the headlights work fantastic. They're really easy to use. You also have a heads-up display, which is nice to see. You can change height, modes. You can see your RPMs there, which is kind of useful. But for our purposes on this video, we're just going to turn that off. Really easy to adjust your dimmer here on the dash. You'll notice that there are some pretty cool interior accents in this Regal. You've got some just cool lines throughout the dashboard and the door sills there. But the highlight is that engine. I love it. Putting it into GS mode, you can immediately feel the car stiffen up. Turn-in's a lot tighter. Ride's a little bit stiffer, but definitely not punishing. And the engine and transmission are just a little bit happier to rev. It's going to hold the rev. It's going to kind of downshift for me automatically under braking, which is pretty cool. There's not a ton of torque immediately. It's responsive, but it really, really needs to be in the higher RPMs, above 4,000 or 5,000 RPM for it to really kick in. And it really starts to pull at that point. Let's throw it back into GS mode and take this entrance ramp. Pretty nice cornering speeds in this car. Brakes are phenomenal. You can hear the car automatically downshifting there. Of course, no paddle shifters to play with. And since this is a 9-speed box, I'm not even going to bother with the plus and minus shifter down here. This thing really does pull quite well, and decent cornering speeds around this entrance ramp, pushing it around 60 miles an hour, which is quite good for most modern cars these days. Probably one of the most satisfying things about this GS from a performance standpoint is just the engine and transmission and how quickly it shifts between gears. It pulls up to redline and just really smoothly but fast shifts between gears. It's fun. And the other highlight I would say is the ride quality. This thing rides great. There really isn't a compromise here with the adaptive suspension. I love these seats. They're super comfortable and you can really adjust them to fit you well. I've got these that are kind of hugging my kidneys. They're really squeezing in my sides. And with all the grip and power this has, they're both comfortable and supportive. One thing you'll notice, I mentioned this in the last video too, auto stop start cannot be turned off to my knowledge in this car. It just stops it and turns off at every single light. Normally it's not that intrusive, but if you have the AC running or the heat running, it's going to bring down the HVAC system and you know, kill your heat. So if you just let off the brake pedal, it'll start back up again. But it's just one of those things. I don't like that you can't turn it off. I like to have control over something like that, but that's just the way it is. Otherwise, this is a really fun car. I think it looks great. It stops, handles, goes fantastic. The ride quality is awesome. In its class, this is a pretty competitive and pretty convincing argument. They just need to make it in the wagon, and that would be perfect. So I'm gonna leave you guys on that. Anyway, guys, thanks again for watching. We will see you, or I will see you. There's no we in this channel. I will see you in the next video. Oh yeah. It's just a nice shape too. Good proportions. Love the wheels. The brakes really fill out the wheel. Nice lighting. I dig it.